Inside the Show with Justin Allegri.
Welcome to Inside the Show. Baseball is back in April. Let's check out some of the results from yesterday. In the AL Central, Jose Ramirez had an outstanding 5 hits at the dish as the Tribe defeated the White Sox 4-3. The Yanks totaled 11 hits as they defeated the visiting Tigers 4-0. The Colorado Rockies totaled 13 hits as a team as they took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 5-1. The Toronto Blue Jays grabbed 13 hits in the game as they took down the visiting Orioles 9-4. The Boston Red Sox knocked out 10 hits as a team as they defeated the A's in Oakland 7-1. The Mariners defeated the visiting Angels 3-2. The Astros held their opponent to just 2 hits as they grabbed the win over the Rangers in Arlington 2-0. The Braves racked up 11 hits as a team as they nabbed the win against the visiting Cubs 6-2. The Marlins combined for 10 hits as a team as they got the best of the visiting Mets 6-5. The Milwaukee Brewers smacked 15 team hits as they got past the Reds in Cincinnati 9-7. The St. Louis Cardinals totaled 13 hits as a team as they defeated the Pirates at PNC Park 7-4. The San Francisco Giants grabbed 13 hits in the game as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 7-4. The D-backs launched 3 home runs as they grabbed a victory over the Padres at Petco Park 15-3. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back here tomorrow and all season long.
Inside the Show with your host, Justin Allegri.
Hey there, baseball fans. Justin Allegri. The season is still young. Let's check out some of the results from yesterday. Starting in the AL East, the New York Yankees defeated the visiting Tigers 4-3. The Kansas City Royals totaled 13 hits as a team as they grabbed the win over the visiting Twins 4-2. The Rockies took down the Rays in St. Petersburg 2-1. The Baltimore Orioles put together 10 total hits as they beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 6-5. Chris Sale got the win in the game and pitched into the 9th inning, not allowing any runs, helping lead the way for the Red Sox over the A's 1-0. The Seattle Mariners finished off a 2-game sweep as they defeated the visiting Angels 7-3. The Rangers allowed only 5 hits as a staff as they got the home victory against the Astros 4-1. The Mets put up 16 hits on the day as they took down the Fish in Miami 6-4. The Washington Nationals got 11 hits overall as they defeated the visiting Fightin' Phils 3-1. The Cincinnati Reds got the best of the Brewers at home 7-3. The Dodgers defeated the visiting Giants 4-3. Eric Yamada had an outstanding day, driving in 5 on 3 hits as the Padres bested the Diamondbacks 6-5. And that'll do it for today. Enjoy the games, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Now, Town Cleveland,
and now,
MLB The Show
your
has baseball from Progressive Field. Today,
Cleveland,
a showdown out of the American League Central between the Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians. Major League Baseball on The Show is next. Trevor Bauer gets the ball for the Indians in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
This ought to be interesting to see how this guy bounces back from last year when he had an ERA over 4. I know his team is expecting better things from him this year, and we'll see if he can continue to get a little bit better, limit the number of walks, and also limit the number of hits per 9 innings.
Leading off the afternoon for the White Sox,
Joaquin Maldonado.
the shortstop.
He will lead this one off today.
Maldonado.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Strike taken as that one crosses over the inside part of the plate. So, fellas, this Indians ball club, as they begin play here this afternoon, they come into this one in good spirits, fresh off their first victory of the new campaign last time out.
Yeah, yesterday's affair was a one-run game, quick turnaround, back on the field for a day game today, trying to get out of here with a 2-game sweep.
You know, that's always difficult to try to sweep a team, even though it's a 2-game set. When you have a quick turnaround like this one, D-Row, you're really depending on your starting pitcher to get onto the gate and pitch well and throw up some scoreless innings.
Grounded to first. Duda's got it, and he'll take this to the bag himself, and there's your first out of the ball game. Now a moment here to check out the White Sox starting lineup. Who's the one to watch, Dan?
Well, Michael Conforto has been a big piece for them. He doesn't let the pressure of the big moment get to him. I love watching this guy hit in clutch situations. It's like he takes a deep breath and everything stops in front of him. He plays like the Zen man.
Digging in at the plate is Travis Jankowski. His numbers against Trevor Bauer, he's 1 for 2. First pitch of the at-bat. Ripped down the first base line, but a foul ball here, 0-1. Our temperature here this afternoon creeping up to the 60-degree mark here at first pitch. On the ground to the left side. And a base hit as that's into left, and they've got themselves a base runner.
Nice execution right there. Ball was down below the knees. He stayed
third.
through it and was able to drive it for a base hit.
Bartolo Montes.
Prior to the at-bat, a check on first. And he just manages to get his hand in. And again a throw, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. Stepping in now, Bartolo Montes, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Jankowski, base runner at first with 1 out. Checks his swing, but this pitch is right there for strike 1. And there are our umpires for this one. Working the plate is Dave Lawrence.
Yeah, Dan, we got Dave Lawrence behind the dish tonight. One of the best in the game, I think. Consistent and well-respected, accurate strike zone.
D-Bro, you hit it right there. He makes you bring the ball over the plate. Will give a little bit off the strike zone. I think the one thing that's important that he does, he has the same strike zone in the first inning. You'll see that same strike zone in the 9th.
Now the 1-1 pitch is in off the plate.
That fastball must have a little late life on it because that was right in the wheelhouse and he still wasn't able to get good wood on it.
Set the deal on 2-2. Hit out towards second. Kipnis has it. Throw on to first. 2 down.
Batting fourth.
Had to protect there with 2 strikes. And he just got it off the end of the bat. Not much of a problem for the infield at that point.
Into the box now, Michael Conforto. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. The set and the 1-0.
Outside.
And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now.
Well, he's got a base open to use right here, and it looks like he might not be afraid to do that by the way he's pitching him.
Got his 2-0 fastball, but he was way behind. 2-1.
That's what you call a challenge fastball right there, boys. I don't know if he was necessarily trying to miss up in the zone like he did, but he got away with it right there and put the fastball by him.
The 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. The 2-2. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone.
You can bet these hitters are taking note of what the guy on the hill is working with. A long at bat like this in the first inning can reveal a lot.
Fouled off. Ready with the payoff pitch. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. But no chance to recover. Conforto is on at first after the strikeout. So they'll slap an error on the catcher there, and you can tell he's not happy back there. Coming to the plate now, Danny Matthews, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Way behind that pitch. It's 0-1. Two down, runners at first and second. Oh, and he was fooled that time on the pitch away as he went around for strike 2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. White Sox strand a couple. White Sox nothing. Indians coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Dave Ludwig gets the ball for the White Sox in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, we're looking at a guy that knows how to pitch. Last year, his ERA was just under 3.5 for the season, and I would imagine going into the offseason, he's looking to better that, and hopefully he gets off to a good start. We'll see if that starts in this one today.
Now it's the all-world all-star shortstop Francisco Lindor. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he takes ball 1. Fellas, these White Sox, as they enter play today, they come out of the gate slowly. Just one of their first 4 have been wins.
Yeah, Matty, this road trip's been a little bit of a struggle for this team. First 4 games, they find themselves 1-3. Haven't played particularly well. They'll find a way to regroup. They have to find a way to play a little bit more fundamentally sound. Start there first.
On the ground up the middle. Moncada gloves it. And the off-balance throw will be too late. So a good effort that time, but it's an infield single.
Batting second.
You know, D-Roll, that looked like a base hit all the way up the middle. A nice job there by the second baseman to get to it and make that jump throw to first base.
Yeah, one of the tougher plays in our game. A lot of great second basemen in our sport make this look easy, but I'll tell you what, it's not. To throw the ball to first base while your entire body and momentum is headed towards left field is one of the most difficult things to do in our sport.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. Oh, 1, here it comes. And he watches a called strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, if he's going to be able to dot up his sinker down and away like that all game, you are in for a situation where you're going to see a lot of ground balls and a lot of weak contact.
A ball and 2 strikes to Kipnis. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Time now in Cleveland to take a glance at the Tribe's starting lineup.
Third.
Who do you have your eye on,
third
Dan?
baseman.
Well, I know these pitchers are going to be very careful when dealing with Jason Kipnis. He's working on a 6-game hit streak right now. That's almost a week, so I expect to see his hot hitting continue.
So digging In now, Jose Ramirez. First chance for him here with a runner at first and one gone. First pitch coming. Here it is. Now a ball grounded to short. This could be two. There's Moncada. On to first, and he really paid the price at second base, but it's a double play, and the inning is over. On to the second in Cleveland tonight, no score. Digging in, Billy to lead it off here to begin the second.
The first baseman, Billy Crump.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball one.
Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
Fans, a new season is upon us, filled with hope and optimism for the months ahead. And what better way to stay involved all season long than with a full or partial season ticket plan? Whether you're looking for a handful of marquee games or all 81 home games, we've got a plan to suit every fan's needs. Stop by any stadium ticket window and talk to a representative today. Fans, make sure to join us here at the ballpark this Friday night, as we've got the solution for these cold.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Left it up in the zone, but it's a strike, 1-1.
Pretty good pitch to hit there that he let go. I know it's early and they're probably wanting to run his pitch count up, but he may not get another pitch like that to swing at the rest of the game.
Count is 1-2 now. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him.
Here's how the Indians are setting up on D. And manning second base, none other than Jason Kipnis. This guy likes to get dirty. He's also known as one of the best hitting second basemen in the game. Really solid on the defensive side as well.
Set to get his day started, Tim Anderson, batting just a notch below 300 so far on the season. First pitch on its way. Cut fastball in there for a called strike. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. No score here as we play inning number 2. Swinging a soft liner. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Batting 8, the second baseman, Yoan Moncada.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring up the former top prospect as a minor leaguer, Yoan Moncada. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A high fastball is in there. Moncada is a guy that can really pick him up and put him down, if you will. He's a plus runner and really uses speed to his advantage in multiple ways on the field.
Yeah, and it works for him. It works for him in a lot of ways, like you said, Matty. Hits the ball on the ground. He has the potential to beat it out. I can't tell.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Edwin Encarnacion now, and he's obviously one of the most dangerous hitters around, the reigning American League MVP.
Encarnacion.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And here's a called strike to the 36-year-old veteran. It's 0-1.
I feel like when you're facing a 2-pitch mix like this, sink or change up, as an offense, the game plan has to be the fact that you have to get something elevated. You know he's not going to beat you with velocity, so it's going to come down to who executes better.
This is line to left. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
That's what we refer to in the biz as a hanger right
Batting
there.
fifth,
He's lucky he's getting this baseball back.
Charlie Blackmon.
Set to get his day started, Charlie Blackmon. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Looked like the sinker there dipped a little below the knees. And he looks at a slider in there. 1-1. Blackmon, or Chuck Nasty as he's commonly referred to. He was taken in the second round during the 2008 draft.
Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right when they drafted this guy. He has turned himself into an absolute superstar. Everybody knows this guy's name, and kids are buying his jerseys.
Working for the punch out and the offering. And he takes very close to the inside corner here. 2-2 though. Encarnacion on at first, nobody out. A bouncer up the middle, reined in, and a glove flip for one. And for the second time in 2 innings here this afternoon, they bounced into a double play.
Batting 6, the left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
We don't get to see the glove tossing up, but boy, it can really help save some time, and it looks good to boot. That's smooth.
The left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi stands in, as he'll send the first one he sees on the ground to second. Moncada has it. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Nothing doing for the Indians there. We'll move to the third with no score. Set to get his day started, Eric Ayala, and it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. First delivery to him on the way. Now a bunt attempt here. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2.
Yeah, flip a coin right here. I don't know what you sit on. Fastball in, then a breaking ball down and away. Pick your spot and go with it.
Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out.
With how hard guys throw these days, 94 miles an hour is good, but not as impressive as it used to be. Professional hitters can catch up with that, so it's all about setting the fastball up with good off-speed stuff to make it look more effective, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Standing in now, Joaquin Maldonado, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Third inning, no score to this point. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now. 0-2. Right side. A dive, but he can't knock it down. It's through for a base hit.
Boy, not the way you'd like to draw up an 0-2 pitch, D-roll, but from a hitter's perspective, a pretty good job of staying alive. 0-2.
Yeah, and he did an excellent job on the offensive side. Not to let the AB get away from him. I know he was down 0-2, but he bowled his neck and he stayed in there.
In now, Travis Jankowski. He swings and grounds it to short. Flip of his glove for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Nothing doing here for the White Sox. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Digging in now, Hayden Mateo. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
Hayden Mateo.
Here it comes. Trying to jam him with the first pitch slider, but it's in a bit too tight for ball one. Taken, and that one catches the bottom part of the strike zone. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Bullet back up the middle. Ayala has to roam straight back, but he has it for the first out.
Batting eight.
That's one of those tough luck outs that'll drive you crazy as a hitter. He drove that fastball, but couldn't get it down, so he has to take hard contact as a consolation.
Here's Lucas Duda now, as he'll watch a slider that stays inside for ball one. hit sharply on the ground. Maldonado on the grass in time to first, and there are 2 away.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Francisco Mejia.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in the catcher, Francisco Mejia. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball 1.
Low for ball 1. Grounded to short. Maldonado scoops it up. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Indians go down 1-2-3. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. Up next for Chicago,
leading off for the White
Bartolo Montes.
The catcher.
He'll try to get it going here to begin the 4th.
Montes.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these 2 teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. He pulls this one into right. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. The throw into second. But he'll be in there with a double. Well, it's always daunting to know that you've got to deal with the 3, 4, 5 hitters to start out an inning, but even more so when the 3 hitter starts it out with a double.
Yeah, he's going to have to start making some good pitches to get out of this thing. Job number 1 is to get the next guy, and ideally you keep him from advancing the runner to third with less than 2 outs.
Into the box, Michael Conforto as he lifts it in the air to right field. Mateo is there, 1 away.
Now batting, third baseman, Danny
Riding in once again,
Matthews.
Danny Matthews. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
A ball and a strike. Matthews, originally from the state of Virginia. This is his first year at the big league level. Called strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now. In the dirt, but swung on and missed. He makes the throw to first. 2 down.
Now
Good pitch there, and that was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the play first after the ball hit the dirt.
Into the box now, Billy Crump, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. And he fouls this one off.
That wasn't a terrible pitch right there, but if he's going to execute and get this swing and a miss, he's going to have to get that ball a little bit further down, maybe even potentially bounce the next one.
Here's the 1-2. Well outside with the curveball for a ball.
Pretty standard curve in the dirt, looking for a strikeout there, but that was.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. White Sox leave 1 on to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. With Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian here as Francisco Lindor gets ready to kick off the inning.
Lindor.
First offering on its way. And he goes and chops this one out towards second. Moncada fields it cleanly, and there's one away.
The batter, the second baseman, Jason Kipnis.
And as the second baseman, Jason Kipnis comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Off the plate and low here, ball 1. Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0.
Remember, he was a strikeout victim last time up, but this at bat seems to be a totally different direction. He's showing good patience now, and he's got a real good count at 2-0.
And a sinker is over that time. It's back to 2-1. Good spot for the change there, and that'll knot things up at 2-2.
So far in this game, he's the only guy in the lineup that's gone down on strikes.
Yeah, and he might strike out for a second time right here.
Hit weakly back to the mound. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Now batting, the third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
So stepping in, Jose Ramirez. And Dan, it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also interested to see if this offense can figure out a way to get a couple of cracks in his armor before it gets too late.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The 1-0 home. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. Moncada gloves it. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Tribe. Through 4. Still tied. 0-0. Welcome back to Progressive Field in Cleveland as we send it down to Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I had a chance to talk with White Sox manager Rick Renteria between innings about his thoughts on his lineup's performance. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs. So the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing pitching to throw more strikes.
Leading off for the White Sox.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
The designated hitter, Tim Anderson.
Here's the first pitch to him. Nope, there's the cut fastball, but it's low, 1-0. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Mateo giving chase. He's not going to get to it, so the leadoff guy's aboard with a base hit.
Now batting, second baseman, Yoan Moncada.
Next to bat will be the Cuban import, Yoan Moncada. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout.
And with his speed, he's one of those rare guys who you'd actually like to see keep the ball on the ground. You can't beat out a fly ball in this game.
Anderson aboard here at first with nobody out. A ball and a strike. Nearly got the inside, but ruled a ball. Throw over to first, and the runner back safely. Now the 2-1. He swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
In a double play situation, that's the location you want a guy to swing at. More than likely, he's going to beat it into the ground.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Boy, he's having a hard time just putting the ball in play right now. He took the hat trick with 3 strikeouts yesterday, and here's another one today. Looks to me like he just needs to simplify his approach and focus on making some contact.
Standing in now, Eric Ayala, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. That just misses off the inside for ball 1.
Runner!
Anderson's running. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. And a good take there. Close, but it's 2-2. He's running again. Pitch misses low. The throw down. The throw pulls him off the bag.
You know, I like the aggressiveness there. They haven't cracked the scoreboard to this point, so it's clear they're trying to manufacture something by forcing the action. We'll see if it works out for them.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Now at the plate, Joaquin Maldonado, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First delivery to him on the way. Here's a cold strike about thigh high. 0-1.
Hey, when you're in a tough spot right there, that's an excellent job by the pitcher to get ahead 0-1. He has now got this offensive player on the defensive.
The 0-1 on its way. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox. And this is on the ground to short. Could be 2. Kipnis on to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. A man left for the White Sox. Halfway home, still no score. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. During the commercial break, I talked about the Indians' offense with Cleveland's manager, and flat out he told me they just need to put better swings on the ball right now. He said they're searching for ways to drive the ball with some authority because it's just not happening for them today. They haven't gotten an extra base hit yet, so it's been a real struggle getting guys into scoring position. But the key, he said, is not to panic. Sometimes you just have to fight through the downturns and keep your focus and energy high.
Leading off for the Indians.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
First offering on its way. Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. And 0-2 count to Edwin Encarnacion. The next 0-2 pitch to him misses outside. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone.
That's a great take right there. Great pitch recognition to let that one go. Opposite-handed, that's coming across the plate. You might think you got a shot to stay inside that one.
Hot shot on the ground is short. Maldonado has it, and that's the first out.
Now batting, the center fielder, Charlie Blackmon.
1 man out now in the Cleveland 5th. And into bat next, the big-time RBI man, Charlie Blackmon. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. No balls and a strike to count. The windup and the 0-1. Hit back up the middle. Maldonado is there, and that's the second out.
Now batting, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
Striding in for the Indians, Andrew Benintendi. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. In there for strike one.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Indians go down 1-2-3. Sixth inning coming up, still zip, zip. Standing in, Travis Jankowski.
Leading off for the
He's
White
working
Sox,
on a 1-for-2
the right
game
fielder,
so far.
Number 18, Travis Jankowski.
First pitch on its way.
Ball.
And too high with the cut fastball. It's 1-0 now. A ball and a strike. And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1. A bouncer to the left side. He's got to hurry. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
The catcher, number 28, Bartolo Montes.
Settling in now, Bartolo Montes. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. The first pitch is hit pretty well out to right. And he will run this one down. A good read off the bat for the second
The left
out.
fielder, number 30, Michael Conforto.
Digging in once again, Michael Conforto. No hits to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Nope.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0.
These guys have got to be frustrated as an offensive unit so far in this one. They haven't been able to crack the code on their opponent, but it's not like they're getting great pitches to hit either. This starter has kept the ball on the corners of the zone all game long.
3-0 to him now. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Now a pitch swung on and hit to the left side, but this is going to find the seats, a foul ball. And that is in there at the letters to run it full 3-2. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Blackman is under it. But the left fielder calls him off and makes the catch. And that ends the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. Bottom part of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the home half. And we still have no score. Stepping into the box,
Leading off for the Indians, the right fielder, Hayden Mateo.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And that misses ball 1. The 1-0 home is a sinker that misses for a ball. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
Boy, that wasn't a very good pitch there. Up and away. That breaking
The
ball,
first baseman,
that slider
number
intended to
23.
be down and away.
Lucas.
Instead, it was up and away.
Yeah, that was definitely a missed spot right there, Dan. You saw the batter's eyes light up, and he didn't miss it.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Lucas Duda. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at-bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
Here's the first pitch to him. A little too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Inside, and he falls behind the hitter now, 2-0.
This is a spot right here playing first base. You have to really be on your toes. With a runner on first, a left-handed hitter up in a 2-0 count, there's a pretty good chance if he hits this, he's going to hit it hard down that first base line. So if you're the first baseman right now, be on your toes and be ready for a bullet.
2-1 to the Indians' first baseman. Hit hard to the right side, and that finds its way through for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are two aboard now.
The batter, the catcher.
Two runners on after back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right here.
In now, Francisco Mejia standing in from the right side as he takes strike one. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. And that misses 1-1. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. This is line to left. Conforto is there, and he has it for the out. The relay, and he is in there.
We'll see if moving up the third pays off for him. He didn't have to tag and
Francisco
go for third, but now he can score a lot of different ways. Doesn't have to be a hit.
Ready for another shot now, Francisco Lindor. He was a ground-out victim last time up.
Yeah, Matty, and it looked like a sinker in his last AB that got him to roll over. Kind of similar situation right here. Similar stuff on the mound. Look for them to try and get him to do exactly the same thing as his last AB. He's got to fight to get it elevated just a little bit more.
Your
Orlando
attention, please.
Merced will come on now and pinch run here.
Indians. Number 32, Orlando Merced.
Now we'll snap one off over to the bag, and he'll get back in standing. First pitch of the at-bat. Line hard toward right center. And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit.
The batter, number 22.
So now time will be called
Second
as we're going to get a
baseman,
visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Standing in, Jason Kipnis, and he's got runners at the corners here with only one gone. First pitch on its way.
Nope.
Changeup too low, and it's 1-0.
With one out and runners on the corners, some managers like to hit and run here. It's a little risky, but it can help you stay out of the double play if it's well executed.
And, ooh, looked like a definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1. Line shot to third base.
Up next for Cleveland, the third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
Stepping up to the plate, Jose Ramirez. And they're runners at the corners now.
I mean, what a diamond in the rough Jose Ramirez has been for Terry Francona and the Cleveland Indians. This guy burst on the scene in 2016, just absolutely set that lineup on fire. They were looking for a guy to bail out Michael Brandt.
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. Indians forced to settle for one. Seventh inning coming up. It's the Indians 1 and the White Sox nothing. Back here in Cleveland, seventh inning coming up with the Indians on top. But before we get any further, let's check out our game summary for the first 6 innings.
Your
Orlando
attention, please.
Merced will stay in the ball game as he'll take over at first base.
Now playing first base, number 32.
Stepping
Orlando.
in and ready for another shot,
Merced.
Danny Matthews. He'll start the 7th, and Dan, as a former pitcher yourself, you must be enjoying this. Lots of
Leading
good
off for the
pitching
White
and defense
Sox.
today.
The
Oh,
third
that's
baseman.
one of the keys. We're seeing a lot of
Danny
strikes. We're seeing a lot of
Matthews.
swings. We're seeing some great plays on defense. This has been a snappy one up to this point.
Here's the first pitch to him. Ball 1. The 1-0. Fouled away. The 1-1 home. Skied into very shallow right. Mateo is in a few steps as he takes it for the first down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Billy Crump.
Now to the plate, Billy Crump, and he's likely just trying to put one in play here. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts thus far. Inside with the fastball, it's 1-0. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Hey, that's another nice two-seamer right there. He's been able to manipulate that pitch all game, keeping it at the hollow of the knee, getting a lot of ground balls and a lot of swing and miss.
Now the 2-1 pitch is looked at for ball 3.
I know this team has been struggling offensively, but here's a perfect situation with a 3-1 count. You have a chance to do some damage. You know you're getting a guaranteed fastball.
And he'll put this away for the second out.
Now batting, designated hitter, Tim Anderson.
So 2 away. Here is the Sox bat in the 7th. And up next, it'll be Tim Anderson.
Ladies
Eric
and gentlemen,
Thames
your
is going to come on
attention,
as a
please.
defensive replacement now as he
for the
takes
Indians.
over at first base.
Now playing first base, number
First
8.
pitch of the at-bat
Eric
on its way.
Thames.
Taken, and that one catches the bottom part of the strike zone.
Hey, we're moving into the later innings right here. This guy's continuing to pitch well with his first pitch strike percentage well over 60%. That's about league average so far, so he's right on point.
And it's 2 balls and a strike for Tim Anderson. Fastball is looked at for strike 2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get that pitch count up. Here's another productive at bat as this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Down the left field line and deep, and that is off the wall but in foul territory. Foul ball. Another full count pitch home. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Well, when you've been out there as long as he has, you have to expect to lose a little precision in your location. He's up over 90 pitches now, so he might be starting to tire a little bit. Something to keep an eye on.
Now time is called, and this could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Here comes the Indians manager to make that slow trip to the mound. And he's going to make the change here. That's going to be all for Trevor Bauer. So he'll depart with the lead and a chance to be the winner, but he is responsible for the tying run at first. Adrian Earnhardt will come on in relief as he'll make his second appearance of the season so far.
Number 34, Adrian Earnhardt.
From the stretch. And he lays off there 1-0.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
A dive, but he's back. Sent on the ground out to second. Kipnis is there and not too shabby out of the pen. Takes just 2 pitches to get the ground ball, and that ends the inning. White Sox lead 1. They're down 1-0.
Red.
To the plate, designated hitter Edwin Encarnacion
leading off
for the 4, 5, and
Indians,
6 hitters, and they're hoping that this is the part of the lineup that can get something going.
Encarnacion.
Run on the board so far for them. They just haven't had consistently good at bats.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And looked inside, but that's ruled a strike. 0-1. And it's 1-1.
If you're going to have success against some of the better hitters in the game, you got to get that pitch right there. 0-2, he's almost certainly out. 1-1, he's got a chance to really do some damage.
Ground ball right into the shift. And that's out number 1.
The center fielder, number 35.
Here's Charlie Blackmon now. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ball game. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Liner into right center. That's a base hit.
Hey guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up and he was able to put good wood on it.
Benintendi.
So now the White Sox manager will slowly make his way toward the mound. And a change is in the offing, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll wind up going 6 1/3, and he's kept his club in it to this point, though he cannot win the ball game.
Your attention, please.
So they'll make a matchup move here and bring on a southpaw to face the left-handed hitter due up.
Edmund Hudson.
Into the box, Andrew Benintendi, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Has a look, now the pitch. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball one. Hudson, a 22-year-old. He's a second-year big leaguer. The 1-1. Popped up. Matthews has room in foul territory, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Up next for Cleveland, the right fielder.
Once again, Hayden Mateo. He singled his last time up. Here comes the first pitch. Lefty versus lefty, and the first pitch misses for ball one. And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. Here comes the 1-0. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. And that's off his leg on the mound. Fortunately, he's able to stick with it and get the out at first, and that'll put an end to the inning. One left for the Tribe, but they're up 1-0. Leading off the inning, Eric Ayala, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. Hits ball one. The 1-0 is laid off, but in there for strike one. And a slider misses here. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 is taken. Ball 3.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
Popped him up. Thames is over, and he's got it for the first out of the inning.
Now batting.
Very tight ball game so far. 1-0 the score as we take a look at our starter comparison, and both guys have given excellent performances to this point. Back to the top of the White Sox lineup now, and stepping in, Joaquin Maldonado. First pitch coming. Here it is.
That's a ball.
Fastball just misses. That's ball one. Bases are empty. One man out. That misses. 2-0.
Boy, you don't see that very often out of a rookie. That's a 2-0 count, and both of those pitches were really close. This guy has a pretty good eye.
3-0 to him now. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Now batting, right fielder.
So a big moment here, and standing in, Travis Jankowski. And he does so representing the possible go-ahead run. Now time is called, and this could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Thomas Bong enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning.
Number 15, Thomas Bong.
ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Now an off-speed pitch gets the outside. It's a called strike. Maldonado leads off first with one away. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high. The throw is in time as Mejia got him on a great throw.
Not every catcher could make that throw, so that was pretty special. Benito Santiago made throwing from his knees famous when he was playing, but it's a really tough one to pull off. That's a long throw without any legs underneath it, so hats off to him on that one.
The 1-2. And this is hit hard to the right side. Foul. 2 out, nobody on. This is line to left. That gets down, and the inning continues.
Hey, guys, that's an excellent piece of hitting right there.
Now batting.
A good changeup down and away
Bartolo
gives most batters problems.
Montes.
But trying to think the other way from an offensive standpoint, excellent job.
Stepping in now, Bartolo Montes. No balls and 1 strike. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. The 1-1 is looked at for ball number 2. That's strike 2 on a well-placed changeup around the knees. A runner on first with 2 away. Way down and missed for the 3rd out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. A man left for the White Sox. It remains 1-0. In now, Eric Thames, and he's getting his
leading
first
off
plate
for
appearance
the
here in
Indians,
the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit
Eric
ago.
Thames.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And a ball, 1-0. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. High and wide. 2 balls and a strike. Good pitch there down below the zone. Got him to go after it. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1. Pitching certainly has been on display in this
now
one.
Batting.
And
Catcher.
there's the evidence of it
Ron
right there.
Disco.
1-0 our score, as there are an
Mejia.
awful lot of zeros on that line score to this point. At the plate, Francisco Mejia hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Jankowski back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone.
The batter, the shortstop, Francisco
So the batting order turns
Lindor.
over now and set to go Francisco Lindor. 2 hits and 3 at-bats for him in this one.
Matty, he checks every box. charisma, smile, hits from both sides of the plate with pop, defense, you name it. GM's dream right here. You know, guys, sometimes guys don't like pulling the trigger. They want to see something go by, calibrate the speed, calibrate the brake, and then make their adjustments off that. Maybe that's the case right here.
1-1 the count. Here it comes on 1-1. Slider just off the black there, and it's to 2-1 now.
That's a really tough pitch to do anything with. The backdoor slider just off the plate, just missing the strike zone. That's nearly an unhittable pitch to hit for a hitter.
And it misses. 3-1 now.
After 2 breaking pitches, there's a pretty good chance right now you're probably going to get something right in the middle of the strike zone to swing at. So if you're looking for it, go ahead and turn that baby loose.
The 3-1 finds the zone to fill the count. 3-2. Got him to reach for it there as this is grounded to short. To his left, Maldonado. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Down in order go the Tribe, but they lead it 1-0.
Your
Cody
attention,
Allen
please.
comes on from the
Now
pen, hoping to
pitching for
finish
the
this one off here in the top of the
Number
ninth.
37, Cody Allen.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Michael Conforto. Previous showdowns with Cody Allen, a number of meetings, he's 1 for 7. Ninth inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. Good changeup, and it's 0-2.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
Conforto behind a ball and 2 strikes. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. The next 1-2 pitch. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Swing and a liner towards second, and that is into right field. So the leadoff man's aboard here to kick off the ninth.
The leadoff hitter finds his way on base. Should be interesting to see the cat and mouse with the manager. Does he use the bunt right here? Do we put a little hit and run on? Do we go old school, new school, and just let him swing away? Should be interesting.
Into the box now, Danny Matthews. Right-hander against right-hander, as this is a ball 1-0. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Ramirez is there. Kipnis back to first, and a costly at-bat there as the possible tying run is erased on the double play.
Now batting.
Oh, man, that's just a backbreaker right there. You get the leadoff man to start the ninth, and you're looking pretty good, right? Not when the next guy bounces into a double play. We'll see if they can get the final out and wrap this thing up.
In now, Billy Crump. As he'll take a changeup here for strike one. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. And this crowd wasn't all that big, but they've stuck around to the final out. And he chased it in the dirt. Mejia finds it. Throwing to first will be in time, and the Indians have earned a sweep here in this brief 2-game series as this ball game is over.
Wow, that game flew by, but that's what happens when you get a well-pitched one-run game. Both hurlers battled, and it's almost a shame somebody had to lose this one.
A single run good enough to do it today. 1-0 the final score. The Cleveland Indians rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Trevor Bauer gets the win on the mound, his first of the year. Dave Ludwig is settled with a loss after giving up only 1 earned. Cody Allen hammers down the save, his 3rd of the campaign. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game. For the victorious Cleveland Indians, 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, a swift 2 hours and 19 minutes.